Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're taking a look at the finished result here of my SD/RE100 Kitbash kind of thing going on here with the Zaku 2 FZ or the Zaku 2 Kai. And I have kind of mixed feelings about how it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. It's maybe not exactly as cool as I was hoping, but kind of the whole reason that I wanted to do the project anyway was because I really don't like the Zaku 2 FZ design, the Zaku 2 Kai design. It's just really ugly in my opinion. It's definitely my least favorite version of the Zaku 2. That's for sure. So that said, it was a pretty alright kit, and there's some aspects of the design that I like. So I wanted to do something with the kit. So I thought, why not try something that I've done before with an HG kit, mixing an HG and an SD, and basically kind of try the same thing in 1/100 scale. So the head is not quite as big proportionally as if you were to do this with an HG. Just doing this with the 1/100 scale kits, it's still gonna have that kind of big head. And then again, if you guys saw the work in progress videos, I did I think two or three, maybe two, just different work in progress videos on this, just changing up the proportions a bit, basically making the upper arms shorter and the thighs shorter. And that's, I think, was kind of the main proportion differences with this. Oh, also the stomach section between the kind of the chest and the waist armor, I just kind of shortened that down a little bit too. That proved to give me a little bit of a challenge when making the piping bits. So I remade the piping parts around the waist section, the head, and the legs. And when remaking the ones around the waist section there, it's kind of a very tight squeeze to get the piping bit section in there because there's not much gap between the parts of the torso and the waist armor. So that's just kind of, that's one reason why I made that piping section in a smaller size. So the pipes on that I think were like 3.5 millimeters, and on the head and the legs they're 4 millimeter size pipe parts on there. So anyway, that was a little bit of a challenge. That was kind of like the main modifications that I made to this. Otherwise, just some small little bits here and there. Just some small little adjustments. Obviously gave it a different bazooka from what's included with the kit. The kit doesn't include a bazooka at all, just comes with the Zaku 2 FZ machine gun, which is another reason why I don't like that design, because I don't like the design of that machine gun that one has either. And as you guys know, the other modification that I made was adding the LED into this, stringing that up into the mono eye there in the front to light that up, and then housing the battery pack and the switch here in the back, the switch right there in the middle of the backpack. So I made that so that the switch can be turned on and off without having to take anything apart. And if you need to change the battery, you just have to take apart the backpack. And I made it in a way that that could be done easily. The problem was that when I super glued the switch in there, I guess some super glue got into the switch. So then later when I'm trying to switch it on, I did try it, and I had it on and it looked good. So that was cool. Then later, I guess after the super glue dried more, I guess, or something apparently, I got some super glue in the switch, and so that wouldn't move, and then I ended up breaking off the switch. So yeah, I guess now the LED gimmick is not going to work, unfortunately, because I can't turn the switch on, and I think it's just a little mistake on my part, just a little bit too much super glue on that, or just not careful with the super glue placement. I think next time I would just use a couple little pieces of plot plate or something to house the switch in there instead of just trying to super glue the switch into place. So yeah, as I said in the work in progress, I'm still very much a LED noob, and like I said, not really that much into LEDs in general, so I probably won't be something that I'll like doing a lot in the future. Maybe just from time to time. And for this one, I was looking forward to it, and it did look good. So it's really a shame that it didn't work out. So I could maybe try to fix it, but I don't know. I'm not really that invested in wanting to have an LED, and this is just something that I thought could be cool to add into it. So, well, that's unfortunate that I guess apparently the LED function is not going to work. Overall, like I said, this was just an experiment to try to take a kit that I didn't really like the look of and just turn it into something that I would like a little bit more. Ultimately, I'm still not really sure how it turned out. I mean, LED aside, just in general, just the design and the color, it still looks a bit odd and funky, I think. Maybe not that great looking overall. It's different, and I think it looks more interesting, at least, than it did before. But that said, I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily one of my greatest successes. You guys can let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. The color scheme, I think, came out okay. It's not maybe exactly as cool as I had in mind. Again, I think just because of the design of the Zaku, that may be a bit weird hindering to any color scheme that I had in mind for it. But I wanted to make the red feet as like kind of a cool accent point, but it just ends up reminding me of a Gundam being a kind of mostly white. I mean, it's gray, but it sort of kind of looks like white-ish kind of in the color of the body, and then the red feet. Anyway, it seems like it's like a EFSF color scheme applied onto a Zaku, which is not exactly what I had in mind. I had in mind for it just to look like a cool, interesting color scheme on a Zaku, not like an EFSF type Zaku, which I think is kind of how it ultimately ends up looking, unfortunately. But I do really like the orange color that I used for all the little thruster detail accents. That looks nice on there. The kind of greenish color for the Heat Hawk, the bluish color for the backpack. So I think there's some nice colors in there. It's just the, I don't know, two-tone gray. I don't know, didn't come out as exactly maybe as cool as I wanted. The kind of dark gray underneath the eye as well too is an accent that I like. That's just kind of a MSV Zaku Ace Pilot Zaku 2 kind of thing that you see on some of those designs. There's a design element that I really like for the Zaku 2, so I've done that before on a Zaku 2 kit before, so I would just usually really like that accent on the Zaku kits, having that black underneath the eye. I think usually looks cool. And then I did the decal scheme on that is also kind of real type decal inspired, so I wanted to make it look sort of real typey with the kind of all the triangle decals and like the kind of just weird lining bits, and just the color of the decals, red and yellow colors, just kind of a mix. There's some black ones and white. I think there's a couple white ones on there as well too, but some kind of weird funky decals just to give it that sort of real type kind of vibe, but the colors aren't really real type, so I know that's maybe also kind of why it maybe looks a bit odd. The kind of mix of the decal design and the actual color design of the suit are not exactly in line with kind of what we normally expect for like real type colors, so I don't know. Let me know your guys' thoughts about this. Like I said, there's some things that I think came out pretty good, and some things I was just a little bit questioning myself. So I don't know. I'm just interested to know what you guys think about it. Overall, I think it came out pretty clean. You know, obviously aside from like the weathering, just everything was good. Had a few pieces crack. I don't know what it is about this model, and if any of you guys have painted this model, I'm wondering if any of you guys have also experienced this. But you know, every once in a while, I'll like building a kit or something after doing all the painting and everything, I'll have maybe one piece will crack or something, but on this I had like, I don't know, 3 or 4 pieces crack because of the different products used from the panel line wash and things like that to weaken the plastic. You guys have all heard of that. I'm sure you've experienced that at some point, but I had a number of cracks on this kit and it's just kind of odd. So I don't know if it's just something maybe about this particular kit, and if any of you guys have also experienced that working on this RE. That it's particularly vulnerable to that in some certain areas, maybe compared to other kits. But anyway, that is gonna be really kind of about it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Of course, if you're interested in checking out some different kits for yourself, the link to US Gundam Store will be down in the video description below. So thank you as always to them for their support, making it all possible. If you guys missed the work in progress videos, go back and check those out. I think those were probably maybe more useful. As always, guys, thank you so much for your support, liking the video, commenting, and subscribing, all of that, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.